Whether you're a new player, returning player, or need a Destiny 2 refresh up, this video is for you. With the Season of the Witch, Bungie added a new Exotic Mission Rotator under the Legendary tab in Destiny 2. This allows us to run old exotic missions and get the exotics that's assigned to that mission. That's not it, because Bungie also added old legendary seasonal weapons that's applied now to these missions. You can farm these old legendary weapons and they're also craftable. And that's great news, because previously you could not attain these weapons, but now you can farm them as much as you like to craft the perfect rolls that you want. So in this video, I'm going to show you all the weapons that's available from the exotic missions. I'm also going to show you which mission you need to get it from. And then to top it off, I'm going to show you the best weapons that you want to farm for from these exotic missions. Also, I definitely want to tell you, welcome to the channel. I appreciate the support. Now, if you're new to Destiny 2 crafting, I will leave a link down below to a crafting video that'll teach you all the ins and out. But first, watch this video first before you watch that video. Hey, also, if you feel this video helped you, hey, feel free to sub to the channel and also hit that notification bell. I always appreciate you guys' support. Alright, so now let's get into how to farm these old seasonal weapons. So on each weekly run, you're guaranteed one deep sight red border weapon that has not had its pattern unlocked. And on every other completion, you'll receive an additional weapon from the mission's weapon pool. However, these drops are not guaranteed to be a red border weapon. However, you do have a chance for them to drop. And on top of that, you have a weekly challenge that you can complete that guarantees a deep sight resonant, a red border drop. However, here's a great tip. Please do not delete the weapons that you get that are not red border. Go ahead and keep them. Because remember, if you own the season pass, you get 6 deep sight harmonizers, so you can turn those weapons into red borders. So that way you'll be able to complete the pattern, so you can go ahead and craft the weapon. But remember, I made a crafting video that goes over the ways to craft your weapons, and it also includes how to craft with deep sight harmonizers. So now let's go over each weapon that comes from each mission. Alright, so with the presage, you have the Dead Man's Tail exotic. You also have the legendaries Allstringer, Beloved, Bump in the Night, Calus mini tool, Drain, Fire Fright, Hollow Denial, Nezarex's Whisper, Tears of Contrition, and also Without Remorse. Alright, so for Operation Seraph Shield, we have Revision 0. We also have Disparity, Fire and Forget, Ikelos Hand Cannon, Ikelos Shotgun, Ikelos Smg, Ikelos Sniper, Judgement of KelGorath, Path of Least Resistance, Retrofit Escapade, and also Tripwire Canary. For the Vox Obscura, we have the Exotic Dead Messenger, we have the legendary Sweet Sorrow, Peace of Mind, Under Your Skin, Explosive Personality, Thoughtless, Recurrent Impact. Alright, so now let's get into the best weapons, including the best roles that you want to farm for in PvE. Now, a lot of these weapons are amazing in PvP, however, this is strictly for PvE. And to cut down your time for farming so you won't waste your time just going for weapons, I'm going to give you the best 3 weapons for each exotic mission. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start with Operation Seraph Shield. The first is the Ikelos Smg, which is a Destiny 2 fan favorite. It is a 720 rounds per minute SMG with a base of 28 in the magazine and a base recoil of 9, and it's an art craftable weapon, and it is in the secondary slot. It's also an aggressive frame, so it has high damage and high recoil. Also, it has the origin trait Rasputin's Arsenal, so breaking a target shield partially reloads this weapon's magazine. So in more detail, it refills 50% of the magazine on elemental, barrier, or guardian shield breaks, and it has some great PVE guard roll traits to choose from. So for instance, in the first line, it has Feeding Frenzy, which rapid kills with this weapon progressively increases reload speed for a short time. You also have Perpetual Motion. This weapon gains bonus stability, handling, and reload speed while the wielder is in motion. You also have Threat Detector, increased reload speed, stability, and handling when the enemy is in close proximity. And on the second line, you have Frenzy. Being in combat for a extended time increases damage, handling, and reload for this weapon while you are out of combat. Also, you have Surrounded, which this weapon gains bonus damage when 3 or more enemies are in close proximity. And then my favorite, Volt Shot. Reloading this weapon after defeating a target overcharges this weapon for a short period of time, causing it to jolt on its next hit. Next is the Judgement of KelGorath, which is a 45-minute rounds per minute, base 3 in the magazine. And this weapon is a solar craftable weapon. This is an aggressive glaive, so it's hard hitting, has a slow melee, ranged pole arm with a frontal shield. Now it generates energy on dealing ranged damage. It also has 2 origin traits. The first one is Ambush, which improves range, handling, and damage against combatants during the opening moments of an engagement. Also, Hacky Breach Armaments. This weapon deals increased damage against vehicles and constructs includes barricades, turrets, stasis crystals, and other objects created in the field. For the guide road traits in the first line, we have Overflow, which picking up special or heavy ammo automatically loads this weapon beyond normal capacity. Also, Demolitionist. Kills with this weapon generate grenade energy, and activating your grenade ability reloads this weapon from reserve. Also, Pugilist. Final blows with this weapon generate melee energy, and dealing melee damage briefly improves the weapon's handling. Now, in the next line, we have Incandescent. Defeating a target spreads Scorch to those nearby. Now, more powerful combatants and opposing guardians causes Scorch in a larger radius. Also, we have Close to Melee, where Glade Projectile for final blows improve Glade melee damage. Now, Glade Projectiles are melee damage, extends the duration, and then Unstoppable Force. Blocking damage with your shield increases projectile damage for a short time. Next, we have the Retrofit Escapade Legendary Machine Gun. Now, this weapon has a base of 900 rounds per minute with 76 in the magazine and a base recoil of 55. And this is a void heavy craftable weapon. It also is a rapid frame, so it has deeper ammo reserves and a slightly faster reload when the magazine is empty. Also has the origin trait Ambush, which improves range, handling, and damage against combatants during the opening moments of an engagement. And Source Synergy, which reloading grants this weapon bonus handling and reduces incoming flinch for a short time. For the guide road traits in line number 1, we have Feeding Frenzy, which each rapid kill with this weapon progressively increases its reload speed for a short time. We also have Field Prep, which increases the ammo reserves. Now, faster reload, stow in ready when you are crouching. And then we have 4 times the Charm, which rapidly letting precision hits will return 2 rounds to the magazine. And in the second line, we have Frenzy. Being in combat for extended time increases damage, handling, and reload with this weapon until you're out of combat. Also, we have Golden Tricorn, which is very good because final blows with this weapon grant bonus damage. Now, while this buff is active, grenade or melee kills on the same damage type greatly increases its damage and duration. And then we have Vorpal Weapon, which is great for boss damage because it increases damage against bosses, vehicles, and guardians with their super active. Alright, now let's get into the best weapons of the present Exotic Mission. Next is the Calus Mini 2 Legendary Submachine Gun, which has a base 900 rounds per minute with 36 in the magazine with 80 recoil. It's also a solo craftable weapon, and it is in the secondary slot. Now, this weapon has the trait Mida Synergy with superb handling. Now, you move faster with lightweight weapons equipped. Now, this weapon grants additional speed benefits when Mida Multi-Tool is also equipped. Mida Multi-Tool is the exotic scout rifle, which, man, I forgot all about this combo. I'm gonna actually pull it out tonight in PvP and give it a go. Also comes with the origin trait 2XS, which final blows with this weapon while your super is full grants a bonus to strength and stability for a moderate duration. And for its best PvE guide road traits, let's start with line number 1, Unrelenting. Rapidly defeating targets trigger health regeneration. Guardians and powerful combatants count as more than 1. Next, we have Threat Detector. Increase reload, stability, and handling when enemies are in close proximity. Also, Grave Robber. Melee final blows reload this weapon's magazine from reserves. Now, in the next line, we got Disruption Break, which breaking an enemy's shields with this weapon makes them more vulnerable to kinetic damage for a brief period. Also, Feeding Frenzy. Each rapid kill with this weapon progressively increases reload speed for a short time. And lastly, my broken one, which is the favorite of all of them, is Incandescent. When you defeat a target, it spreads Scorch to those nearby. Now, more powerful combatants and opposing guardian causes Scorch to be in a larger radius. Next, we have the Hollow Denial Legendary Trace Rifle, which has a base of 1000 rounds per minute with 97 in the magazine and a recoil of 99. Now, this is a void craftable weapon, and it is in the secondary slot. Now, it is an adaptive frame, so it's well-rounded grip, reliable, and sturdy. Also, this weapon has the origin trait Extrovert. Final blows while near multiple combatants or near nightmares restores your health. For its PvE guide road traits, in line number 1, you have Surplus, which increases handling, reload speed, and stability for each fully charged ability. Also, we have Lead from Gold, which picking up heavy ammo also grants ammo to this weapon. We also have Adaptive Munitions. This weapon adapts its damage output and effectiveness against energy shields that doesn't match the weapon's damage. And in the second line, we have Wellspring. Kills with this weapon generate ability energy. Now energy is divided between your uncharged abilities. Also we have Dragonfly, which I really like. Precision kills create an elemental damage explosion. Also another great one is Swashbuckler. This weapon gains increased damage from melee kills and kills with this weapon. Also Repulsor Brace. Defeating a void debuff target grants a overshield. And then I like Killing Tally. Kills increase this weapon damage until it's stowed or reloaded. Next is the Tears of Contrition Legendary Scout Rifle, which has a base 180 rounds per minute with 17 in the magazine and a recoil of 70. Now this is a kinetic primary craftable weapon, so it is in the first slot. Also, it's a precision frame, so this weapon's recoil pattern is more predictable vertical. Also, this weapon has the origin trait Extrovert. Final blows while near multiple combatants or near nightmares restores health. Now for the PVE guy roll traits, in line number 1 we're looking at Perpetual Motion, which this weapon gains bonus stability, handling, and reload while the wielder is in motion. Also we have Well-Rounded. Throwing a grenade or hitting a target with a charged melee grants a stack bonus to your weapon stability, handling, and range. Then we have Triple Tap. Rapidly landing precision hits will return 1 round to the magazine. Now in line number 2 we have Vorpal Weapon. Increased damage against bosses, vehicles, and guardians with their super active. And next, my favorite, Explosive Payload, where projectiles create an area detonation effect on impact, which is amazing, great for damage. Then 4 times the charm. Rapidly landing precision hits will return 2 to the magazine. Let's look at the best weapons from the Vox Obscura Exotic Mission. First is the Explosive Personality Legendary Grenade Launcher. Weapon has a base of 72 rounds per minute with 1 in the magazine with a base recoil of 71. Now it also is a solar special craftable grenade launcher and is one of the best because it is a wave frame. Now it is a one-shot handheld grenade launcher. Projectiles release a wave of energy when they contact the ground. This is one of the best type of grenade launchers you can farm for in Destiny 2. It also has the origin trait Land Tank, where final blows with this weapon grant increased resilience and additional damage resistance from combatants. Let's look at its best PvE guy roll trait. So in line number 1 we have Threat Detector, which increases reload speed, stability, and handling when the enemies are in close proximity. Also Feeding Frenzy. Each rapid kill with this weapon progressively increases reload speed for a short time. Also we have Stats for All, where hitting 3 separate targets increases weapon handling, stability, reload, and range for a moderate duration. And then we have Auto Loading Holster, where holstering this weapon is automatically reloaded after a short period of time. Now in line number 2 we have Disruption Break, which breaking an enemy shields with this weapon makes them more vulnerable to kinetic damage for a brief period of time. Also Unrelenting, which rapidly defeating targets trigger health regeneration. Now guardians and powerful combatants count as more than 1 kill. Also Frenzy. Being in a combat for extended time increase damage handling and reload for this weapon until you're out of combat. Also we have One for All, which hitting 3 separate targets increases damage for a moderate duration. So we have the Thoughtless Legendary Sniper Rifle, which is a 90 rounds per minute with 4 in the magazine with a base recoil of 79. It's also a special sniper that's also craftable and is stasis. Alright, so with that being said, it's also an adaptive frame, so it's well-rounded grip, reliable, and sturdy. It also has the origin trait Land Tank, which final blows with this weapon grant increased resilience and additional damage resistance from combatants. And for the PvE guy roll traits, in line number 1 we got Overflow, which picking up special or heavy ammo automatically loads this weapon beyond normal capacity. Also we have Rapid Hit, which rapid precision hits temporarily increase stability and reload speed. Now line number 2 we have traits that's great for dealing damage to bosses. Dealing half of the precision damage with what's called Focus Fury will grant this weapon what's called bonus damage. Now the shot count is reset whenever the weapon is reloaded or stowed. Next we have Firing Line, which is my favorite. This weapon deals increased damage when you're nearby 2 or more allies. And next is the Under Your Skin Legendary Combat Bow, which has a draw time of 684 and a base recoil skill of 75. Now it is a void primary craftable weapon. Also it's a precision frame, so it's a compound bow, which means it has a longer draw time, but it is optimized for more damage. Now it also has the origin trait land tank, which final blows with this weapon grant increased resilience and additional damage resistance against combatants. For its PVE God roll traits in line number 1, we have Unrelenting, which rapidly defeating targets trigger health regeneration. Now guardians and powerful combatants count as more than one kill, which is really good. Also we have Archer's Tempo, which draw time decrease after every precision hit. Now in line number 2, guys, we're going to go with Explosive Head. Arrows explode after a short duration. Also we have Dragonfly. Precision hits create an elemental damage explosion. Next you have Successful Warm-Up, which final blows increase charge time and draw time. And then Adaptive Munitions. This weapon adapts its damage output and effectiveness against energy shields that don't match the weapon's damage type. If you are interested in more Destiny 2 how-to videos, I would suggest you watch this playlist next. Also, don't forget to like and sub. You guys have a blessed day. Peace.